We're live. Hey, good morning, guys. Happy Saturday. I have my friend Shawn on here this morning, and I'm really, really excited for him to share his story with you guys. Me and Shawn have been friends for what, maybe 4 years now?
Close to
I'm
5.
thinking 4, close, yeah. And I absolutely love this guy today. He's awesome. And I'm really excited. I've watched him grow so much that it's insane over the past few years. We've done a lot of growing together, and I'm just really excited for y'all to hear his story. I have put his update pictures up the other day. Some of you guys probably seen that. His weight loss testimony is absolutely amazing. It's in my stories now if you haven't seen it. But also, I want him to share about how he has grown his successful business on social media through network marketing. I want you to share that today too. So tell us how this started, Shawn. What brought you here today?
So first, thanks for having me, Karen. Yeah, it's been a hot minute. We've been doing this for about 5 years now. It's you blink and it was just yesterday, but some of you guys may know me, some of you guys may not. My name's Shawn Howell. When I started this, I was 328 pounds. To say my health was in a bad state would be a big understatement. My blood pressure was probably around 170 over 120, 115, just resting, waking up. I would just had spinal fusion. So the doctors told me, like exercise, you're not going to be doing any of that. We're going to get you healed and, hopefully you can not get too fat. And I was just like, this is great. So I happened to try.
Thanks for the pep talk, doc.
Yeah, it was tough. It was a tough thing. They did my C4 and 5 and 6 screws, 3 plates. It was a nightmare, I'm not gonna lie. And I was kind of looking for a way to lose weight. I was getting plump. Like I'm watching myself just grow, like like a balloon. You put on the faucet, you just kind of watch it. And before long, I was like, I couldn't even see my feet, let alone cut my toenails. And so I tried a few things, and I didn't have really much success, and kind of stumbled across this from somebody local to me. And it was one of those things. After about 2 days of trying it, I noticed my appetite was kind of gone, and there was energy. And I was like, well, dang, that's something I hadn't felt from the other $900 worth of stuff that I bought sitting in the cabinet that didn't work. And I was just like, well, geez. So anyway, I said, well, dang, let me get subscribed to this. Let's try it. I said, I'll see what I can do. Ended up getting on the product, and I lost 17 pounds my first month. And it was a little bit of a roller coaster for me. I lost about 55 pounds. I actually ended up winning or second place in our true transformation. And then I had not like a relapse, but I had some more issues with my neck. So then I ended up getting stuck again and gained like 40 of it back, stopped taking the supplements, started eating like crap again. And once I got healed again, then I jumped back on. And let's see, I went from 328 to 201 in little over 10 months. And I fluctuated from 201 to 208, back in there, not being consistent with the supplements. But then I got it into my head. I was like, well, if I can lose all this weight, and I did it with minimal exercise and walking, mainly just good choices, making sure to get proteins, things like that. And then it was, well, I'm one of those people, you tell me I can't, I got to defy you. So when the doctors told me I couldn't exercise, I'm going, well, I can run, I can clip my toenails now, I can see my feet. And I'm going, well, let's see what I can do if I go to the gym. So I started taking these supplements to eat the visceral fat and up my protein intake to put on more lean muscle. And right now I'm at 215 pounds. I've actually been trying to gain a little bit of weight. But when I was 201, I was in a size 36. I'm 215 and I'm in a size 34, fixing to be in a 32. So I'm actually smaller waist now, but muscle weighs more. So it may not quite look like that. But So when I went in for the checkup, the doctor was like, it was a 4-month checkup, and he was looking at me. He's like, "Well, what are you doing different?" I said, "Well, I've been in the gym consistently for about the last 4.5, 5 months." He said, "Lifting weights?" And I said, "Yep." He said, "Well, you shouldn't be doing that." I'm like, "Well, I'm in the best shape. I'm almost in the best shape. Like I almost have abs. Almost. I'm on the verge of it.
You
I'm
look
getting
awesome.
I'm getting there. And I've done it with taking the supplements so that I don't get the visceral fat. I don't get the fat intake. So while I'm building muscle using these, I'm using it in a different way, higher intake on proteins, but it's eating the fat away while I'm able to put on the muscle. So and it was one of those things, like me, for instance. Did I ever see myself in this industry? Absolutely not. Like I couldn't even spell it. And it was one of those things when I jumped in, it was like I lost weight, and I'm like, it wasn't very expensive, but when I got approached with the way of, hey, you can get your product for free, I was like, well, man, I like anything free. Like if free is my middle name, like talk to me. And I had a bunch of friends that just kind of asked me what I was doing. Like, hey, dude, you've lost a lot of weight. And I kept sending them to the person that, signed me up. And I'm like, well, what happens if I did this myself? So I started dabbling in it a little bit. And next thing I know, I found a passion. And it's very, 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 very simple.
Yeah.
It is just simply share with your friends what you're doing, how it makes you feel. The supplements for me, hey, look, dude, I got energy. Like I don't fall asleep at 5 o'clock as soon as I get off work. Um, I'm not eating the house down at 12:30 at night because I'm bored. I'm not eating 3, 4 plates of food, and just drinking water, taking these supplements and sharing it with them. Next thing I know, I got a paycheck on a Monday, and I was like, holy heck, I paid my power bill. And I was like, and I was just kind of not even really serious with it. I was just kind of like just sharing with a few friends. I'm like, I just paid my power bill with this little weight loss thing. Not only made my money back for supplements, but paid my power bill. I was like, okay, so let's see what I can really do. And 5 years later, I went from a person that went to the grocery store with a list, and if I hit the 150 mark, whatever was over that got put back into the cart, and then poor people had to put back. Now I don't even have to look at it. I just go to the grocery store and I get what I need. And if it's $200, $400, it's the freedom of being able to do that with being able to work from home. One of the best advantages to this is wherever my phone goes, I go. So working when I want, how I want. I don't have a boss. If I want to take a day off, I take a day off. I want to take a week off, I take a week off. Um, this is a business. It is something that you do have to work, but for me, I found a purpose in home and people like you to support and encouragement. And a lot of people have a misconception of what this industry can do for people, but could $500 really help you? I mean, $500 is a lot of money. That's a lot of money, and there's a lot of people out there looking to lose a few inches. And the energy and the product that we have, you know, man, I can't tell you how much stuff was in my closet prior to trying this. Just try it, didn't work, didn't feel nothing. And I'm just like, this was crazy. And this was the cheapest product I found. So I was a little leery to try it at first. Because I'm like, if it's so cheap, I mean, everything else was like $400 for a month's supply. And I'm like, and this stuff's cheap. And I'm going, it can't work. It can't work. There's no way it could work if it's that dang cheap. So I was like, well, whatever. So anyway,
Well, it's that simple. I mean, that simple. There's not a crazy program you have to follow. We looked into stuff that was like, $500 plus you had to follow this crazy thing, crazy, crazy diet. And I'm just like, okay, I quit day one. Like, no way I can do that. But this is simple. Like anyone can do it. Anyone, it doesn't matter. You can fit it into your lifestyle. Shawn was going through healing his neck from his neck surgery and was able to do it. And then we have testimonies from people who are in all types of different situations. They use different diets. Some people do keto diet. Some people, I count macros. Some people don't follow any type of diet at all. They just make healthier choices. But it fits into however you do life. It can fit in. And the business too. How did that? So, Shawn, you do this full time now. Um, but how did that happen? What were you doing before? I want you to tell them that story. Where were you at before? Because
Um,
your story of your business, how your business has exploded and boomed, and like your success is amazing. So I want to touch on that for sure.
so before, you mean like my whole backstory or the job I was at before this?
I want them to know you. I want them to know how much this has really transformed you. So let's hear that backstory a little bit.
All right,
You
well,
don't
we'll
have
put
to
it.
get into too much if you don't want to, but give them an idea of Shawn.
So we'll put this into a nutshell for you guys. If you guys think it's not possible to change your life, you can. I was not a very positive person. I was not a very uplifting person. For me, I went through a rough patch. My mother died of cancer. I lost her in about 3 months, and it completely devastated my life. I was 28 years old. I had everything you could possibly ever want in life. Money. I had trucks, my own house. My dad owned a multi-million dollar cow business. Um, I had it all. And when my mom died, I went into a state of depression really, really bad and ended up getting addicted on pain medicine after I had surgery, and it completely destroyed my life. I found myself about 250 miles away from home. Um, I wasn't even wearing my clothes. I hadn't spoken to my family in 3 months. Kind of woke up from a haze and I was super depressed. I was detoxing and I decided, well, it's time to go home. So I actually walked about 250 miles on my, well, I wouldn't say on my shoes because I was wearing somebody else's shoes that were a size too small. I slept in culverts. I slept in the back of a truck. Um, I even got to the point one night it was about 20 degrees and raining, and I climbed into a culvert on the side of the road and actually contemplated the thought of suicide. Well, I didn't contemplate. I tried, and believe it or not, I mean, I'm not going to get into the whole um, aspect of religion, but how many times you ever broke a beer bottle and the glass was dull? I've never seen it. And that night I broke a beer bottle and I tried to use that piece of glass and it was so dull, all I could do was just scrape the skin. So I have 3 scars on my wrist that I wear proudly now because that night everything changed. I that happened and something clicked and I was like, okay, so I got home and shortly later, this is when the surgery happened. I got cleaned up. I tried to get my life back on track, but I couldn't find purpose anymore. I lost everything. I was very depressed, very down. And I run into, just a regular, I got into a job first breeding cows as an AI specialist. And it made really good money, but I got really big and fat. And then I had spinal surgery and I couldn't do the long hours. And then I ended up finding this stuff during the process of that. Well, long story short, so when I started sharing this, I actually found a passion for it. And I was actually working at a fishing. I quit that job because it was too manual and with the surgery and everything. So I actually got a job at a fishing facility, lure place that makes lures. And I was a supervisor over like 17 women. And I actually, one of the rules as a supervisor is you wasn't allowed to have your phone. So when I got into this business and started sharing it, they uh they probably thought I had the smallest bladder in the world because I was going to the bathroom like every 15 minutes, to try to help somebody, to try to talk to somebody. And I decided one day, there's a saying, sometimes you just got to jump. And I told myself the day that I can match my income with this income, I would quit that job and do this full time. I did that in 6 months. Um, my monthly income. And I was like, well, if I can do that, hiding in the bathroom 5 minutes here and there,
And
if I
I'm
can do,
laughing because I remember the days of us working because we were working our group together and you hiding in the bathroom.
and I was,
So
I said,
funny.
well, I know the opportunity was there and I felt good about myself. Finally, I was in a positive place. The culture that I'm around, the people that I'm around, like being around you, being around everybody else that lifts you up. It's a different type of community. And I said, well, dang, I matched my income. And then the next month I was like, well, crap, I made $600 more than I did the month before. And I'm like, okay, that's it. So I gave him my 2 weeks notice and I went full throttle with it. I said, I'm gonna see what I can do helping people. And, you know, just to give you guys an idea of one of my biggest triumphs, my mom was my hero. My mom and dad are both gone, but they were both my hero. One of my mom's dreams was to have a Camaro. She always loved them, and I told myself, I said, well, I'm gonna do what I can do. So let me just show you guys something. I don't know if a lot of you guys can see my baby right there behind me. Let's see if I get my head out of the way. But in case you guys don't know, that is a Camaro. And one of my goals was to be able to pay for this dream car. And that's what this provided me. Now, a lot of people go, that's a material thing. Well, for me, it's a lot more than just material. It was something that my mom wanted. I loved it. And this business has gave me that and so much more. It's gave me a better attitude, better outlook on life. And it gave me, you know, a beautiful car that I absolutely love. But
awesome.
that was
I know what you mean. It's way more than material. Material. I love that. Thank you for sharing, Shawn. I'm so glad I had you on here this morning. Your story is amazing, and you're one of the greatest guys I know. And so I'm glad to have you on here. Yeah, and we have Shelly on here. Hey, Shelly. Ty. Hey, Ty. Hey, Norma. I don't really see any questions, but if you guys want to ask some questions real quick, I won't keep Shawn on here real long this morning. I know he's busy. And it's beautiful outside where you are today. Are you in Florida or are you up?
I am actually, and thanks to this business now, I live in 2 different states, live in Indiana and in Florida.
Travel a lot.
I've been to 26 states so far, this year. So I've had my fair share, actually going to Arkansas this upcoming weekend. But I'm in Indiana and it usually it's freezing. I'm a Florida boy and I had to come out today. I was going to do it from the office, but the sun doesn't really shine here much.
Yeah, it looks like a nice day there today.
So, I mean, it's only 32 degrees, but the sun's out. So, I mean, and that's better. Usually it was like -5. And let me tell you something. When you lose all the blubber, you get cold quick.
You lose your little jacket.
Oh yeah, got my little free swag Truvy, purple, white.
Yeah, I like that.
White
I
doesn't
need
do
one
me
of
good.
those.
If you guys got questions, feel free to ask. Anything about nutrition, what I used, what I did. Me personally, I've tried every product we have. I had success with the drink. I'm really excited about this new drink mix. I did real good on our old drink mix. But if you guys got questions, by all means, ask away. I'll hop back on here and answer them for you guys. It's super easy. I mean, losing weight is a job, but I'll tell you guys this. Just being very honest, what we sell, what we do, it's not a miracle pill by no means. There's no such thing in this world. But guys, this is the closest thing to it. If you'll work with it, if you'll do your part, just healthy choices, I promise you'll see good results with this stuff. And if you want to make a little bit of extra money, the cool thing about this is that you're not alone. You'll have somebody with you the whole step of the way, pretty much showing you exactly what you need to do. Just here, do this, and guess what? You're going to make money. I wish like I could go to a job and get hired by somebody and they say, hey, look, I'm going to help you make money. What? But that's how this works, guys. And you're going to be around a culture that you're not going to be used to because they're super positive. If you're down, they're going to be all up in your inbox and on your phone, be like, not today, girl.
All right. Thank you, Shawn. And thank y'all for hopping on with us this morning. If y'all have questions, get in the comments. We'll help you or shoot us a message. Thanks a bunch, Shawn.
See you guys later.